Paul is the 53rd host this afternoon. Noticed recently the governance calls do have a new host, and Operations Own never was, but he's out doing some personal things with the family as the school year gets back into swing. And so you have me on the governance call today hosting. It's more of a cameo guest host instead of my regular responsibilities. So very happy to be back on the stage with you guys, but I don't think this will be a regular occurrence so much anymore as never was hops back up on there. So just to go over some quick housekeeping, this is the governance call that we have weekly, going over everything ShapeShift DAO governance related or anything that is posted inside the forum. Usually we can have forum updates that are KPI or status updates from work streams, updates from partners or other communities that are reaching out to engage with the ShapeShift DAO. And this is a stage where people who are engaging with us like that or fellow contributors can come in and chat about that. We have kind of a live video call stream of that for posterity's sake as well. And that's posted on YouTube so people can check it out afterwards. If you'd like to be a part of the conversation as it happens, there's a couple ways you can do it. There's the ShapeShift DAO stage chat. And in there at the top, there's a Zoom link. All of the slides that we'll be going over today are going to be presented inside that Zoom link. And you can also find a copy of those slides inside the recorded meetings posted shortly after this call concludes. You can also use that stage chat to communicate if you've got questions about the proposals or to the proposers as they come up. That's kind of the best place to do it. There's a anonymous AMA form as well in there that if you want to make some questions anonymously, we usually have a couple of contributors on the call that can check into that and post them onto the stage chat so we can answer them. Or else you can also just raise your hand and I'll bring you up so you can talk live with myself or with the other presenters as we go through things. So that's kind of the format of how this call goes. It's usually structured for an hour. I looked at the agenda today and it's a pretty short one. So unless there's some very lengthy debate today, I think we might get some time back. So appreciate you all for joining as we'll go through these and we will get started. The way the agenda rolls is we go from proposals that have just passed or just concluded, and then proposals that are up for vote, so you can connect your wallet and vote after you've heard what the proposer has to say about the proposal that's up. And then we'll roll back into things that are either in ideation or incubation, or maybe just posts to the forum, or else posts that were from the previous governance call that maybe there's some more continuing conversation that should be had by the community here. We can also open it up for Q&A as well. Sometimes we have some pretty great discussions here on governance that maybe are tangentially related to what's going on here, but can push us into a new direction and maybe create a new forum post or things like that. So I'm definitely interested in hearing your voice today. Before we get started into our actual proposals and stuff, we like to take the beginning of the call to shout out some appreciations and some praise. I'll also run through everything that's happened this week in Fox props as well. Looks like there's in Fox props some props to Toasty with his last day at the DAO. He did a lot of good services for the growth, globalization, and marketing work stream in managing social and partnerships and doing all kinds of crazy hours with Hunt, with Lindsay, with the rest of the teams. So Fox, props to you, sir. Good luck in your new endeavors, and I'm sure that we'll see you around the DAO. You said you won't be a stranger, so look forward to seeing your avatar pop up on future calls and things like that. We can open up the stage to anyone else. If you've got appreciations, feel free to type them out. Hop up on stage, and we will read them out and shout them out and praise. The contributors.
Hey, Tyler.
Jim, Josh, how are you?
Yeah, Jim, I have a Fox prop for you for the marketing, like being open to taking on some temporary work there to see the marketing work stream through till we find a marketing focused leader. Thank you for that.
Totally. Yeah, I'm sure it's an agenda item for the call today. So I'm sure we'll get into details of it, but it's been a very eye-opening experience, and I appreciate you for acknowledging that. Thanks, Josh. Let me see if we've got some stuff in the stage chat. Yeah, a couple of thanks acknowledging that. We'll talk about that here in a little bit after we get through some of the other things too. Anyone else have any Fox props or appreciations? I appreciate PTT for wearing the new avatar of his PTT Cruiser icon. It's quite the new digs. Wesley Graves said earlier, don't trust anyone who drives a PT Cruiser in 2022, and I think those are good motto to live by. So appreciate y'all. Oh, hey Willie, GM.
GM Tyler, +1 to Josh's appreciation for you taking on the growth work stream. Really appreciate that and how you're handling it. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Diggy. I was just thinking, as you're asking for appreciation, I appreciate all of you all, but I really want to appreciate Diggy. She has been just an amazing product workstream leader, especially with product optimizing its budget. She's taken on a lot of additional responsibilities, writing specs, managing releases, and she's just absolutely crushing it and keeping morale high and keeping the team efficient. So thank you, Diggy. I'm so glad that you took on the product workstream leader role, and love to see you crushing it every day.
+1 to that. And I'll also give a quick shout out to you, Willie. You've been very present in this new marketing thing as it's kind of been happening live, and the way in which you are willing to do whatever needs to be done for the DAO is very admirable, and something that I would kind of model how I make my own decisions around the DAO as well. So thanks for being a really great leader. Thanks for supporting the DAO in the ways that you do, and thanks for all of the behind the scenes things that you do. You're definitely part of the glue that keeps us here. We'll hop right into our proposals. We have, first up, we have a recently closed proposal, SCP-98, increasing the DATBAC funding. It looks like, if I did the soft core math on that, this one did not actually pass. Didn't get enough votes there. So it looks like this one will just be in the record books as one that got short there, but we have seen some proposals that, with a little bit of reworking, a little bit of input from the community, we can find things that maybe didn't pass previously and get more of the community's input and share in there to get it going. So this was the increasing DATBAC funding proposal. Looks like we may have to have some more community discussions about this to see it through to passing. GM Willie.
GM, I think this one did actually pass.
Did it? Okay. Yeah. I don't have access to it. So, well, rewind. Excuse that. I guess it did hit the passing one, so it will pass. So this is 70K of Fox for the next round of DATBAC funding. And then there's, I guess,
the soft quorum calculator, keep it locked just so that no one, because we have it linked in the from the governance process and stuff, and don't want just like anyone to be able to come in and mess it up or troll us. But if you ever want to test it, you can always make a copy of it and then plug in the numbers to be able to simulate any vote.
The more you know. Thanks, Willie. That's a great tip for myself and for anyone else who's looking at soft quorum, and probably something I should have done before hopping on here. So I apologize to H Payne and the DAPback guys. This did actually pass. And so thanks for the correction there, Willie. So we will see this approval. Is there someone, it looks like H Payne perhaps is going to be the lead on this going forward. I will be chatting with him later to make sure that even though this is funding outside of the work stream, it gets focused on. We have some insights in this and some communication around insights and metrics from this funding and what we're able to get in growth out of it. So thanks, H Payne. Thanks, Willie. And look forward to seeing more insights around the DAPback partnership that we have and what we can do in the future from H Payne and potentially some more folks in marketing in the future. GM. Another one that I do know did pass is SCP-97, modifying ideation polling. This was presented by Ocean. And so now that this is passed, I believe that all future ideation posts will have to follow this new proposal that outlines that there will be a poll that is connected to the ideation post that is on Snapshot. And this allows us to still have the mutable functions of editing a post while it's in the forum, but also allows us to have some of the things that we were really missing from the previous incubation stage when it was in Boardroom. And so this is now in Snapshot to ensure that we can get some resistance against Sybil attacks. So thanks, Ocean, for posting this. If you'd like to come up, you can chat. I don't know if he's in the Ocean audience or not, but I feel like I succinctly described that. There's not much chatter in this stage about it. So looks like we might have some new posts that are in the incubation stage that will be trying out this new ideation stage here shortly. So look forward to seeing the example, seeing how it works, and having a little more Sybil resistance in our process. There's one current proposal that is up for vote that you can connect your wallet and use your Fox and have your vote matter. And that is SCP-96, a proposal to request funding for video post-production. It doesn't look like we've got anybody from the Amadeus team here on the call, so there'll be a little bit of a monologue from me for most of this call. That's okay. And this is a second run at funding the Amadeus. Is this the Amadeus group? Yes, it is. For the videos that they shot during the ETH Denver 2022. They've revamped their proposal from the last time that it went through. And so far, it looks like we're at soft quorum already. So congratulations, guys, on that. This proposal is up until the 22nd. So we've still got a couple of days for people to vote, but it looks like as things stand right now, we may be able to have a proposal pass for funding some good new content from footage of a whole bunch of great Fox contributors that was captured at ETH Denver. So please, if you haven't voted yet and you'd like to see this one go through, or you think that the DAO should be spending its money elsewhere, please connect your wallet to Snapshot and make your voice heard. This slide will need to be updated, just like Willie made a note about updating the governance process docs with this new ideation flow. Boardroom may have ideation come back at some point, but for us, we've now solved this with Ocean's last post to have ideation connected with Snapshot. There's another post that's in the ideation draft incubation phase that should be using this process that also may be changing some things in Metaphoro. And Willie may be talking about that in a couple of minutes as well. But some nice new slick updates to our governance process across the board in ways that it hasn't been updated in quite a while. So super stoked to have this focus, love, and care to our process put in by our contributors and by other services out there that are trying to help DAOs do what we're doing better. Got 2 ideation drafts up here. One from myself and one from DeFi. DeFi is not going to make it because he's out at a wedding. I don't know if maybe there's another person from the engineering work stream that's proposed this that would like to step up and chat about it, but I can also run through it as well. And we'll also do my proposal. Let's hit DeFi's first, though. So this is a proposal to fund the engineering work stream from September through January 2023, so a 4-month proposal. It's got a full budget outlined in there, and the team that would be funded for this would be DeFi as a workstream leader and senior engineer, Apotheosis as a senior engineer, Gomes as a senior engineer, and Kaladin Knight, or you might better know him as Big Kev, as a senior engineer. There are some lines in here about the specifics of the engineering workstream being the sole maintainers and code owners of the GitHub repository. And there's a pretty detailed budget out there that details the labor, the infrastructure, and some non-recurring costs and audits. So there's a pretty detailed proposal that's been posted. DeFi Snuck got it in there just earlier today. And I believe that we've had some healthy discussions in the past around all of these workstream proposals. So I would hope that maybe if people have questions, since DeFi is not here today, that we could start some good discussions in the forums. And yeah, I will leave this conversation to be had because it is pretty brand new and fresh and just got posted. So there's a lot of numbers to dig into and a lot of specifics around the deliverables that are being offered here. Would love all of you contributors to take a look at this, offer your hearts and or comments and suggestions on what you'd like to see defined, defended, or explained inside the post there. So that's the renewal from DeFi Cafe. And then there's one other new ideation draft that was posted by myself, and that's an addendum to SCP-91, a proposal for myself to become the interim marketing workstream leader. And this is a proposal that kind of outlines a path for continued stability and future growth of the marketing workstream. And outlines that through myself taking over as interim workstream leader upon Lindsay's interim workstream position timeline being fulfilled, which was outlined in SCP-91, which ends actually in just a couple of days here. So she'll be able to still be kind of an advising role and available for handoff things, but really we're at a place where we need to find a new workstream leader to provide focus and management and admin sort of things for the marketing workstream. And this is a proposal that would have me interim step in there for that marketing workstream until we can find a full-time workstream leader. And there's kind of 2 focuses here, both the support and growth of that marketing workstream, but also the finding of that leader. This proposal suggests that we form a committee of quite a few individuals with expertise in marketing in the DAO to help on this job search. And if we can find this person before the end of this timeline for this proposal, I will be able to wind down my interim workstream responsibilities and help in a seamless transition for a new workstream leader. This proposal extends the SCP-91 to have a longer timeline and mirrors the current timeline of the just recently passed operations workstream renewal. So this would allow the marketing workstream to have a budget up through the end of January. There's some details about the budget in there, both of what the previous budget was, what the future proposed budget would be, and also a one-time kind of payment to help take care of some last obligations from the previous work stream in terms of some PR invoices and taking care of payments for the workstream contributors to get them aligned on the same pay period schedule that operations is currently operating on. So those are kind of the overall details of that proposal. I've met with all of the marketing workstream contributors and have kind of listened intently to their experiences, their pain points, and the successes that they've got, and have gotten buy-in and support from all of the marketing workstream, and was happy to hear that my name for this was actually kind of nominated and suggested from within that workstream to be the interim workstream leader here. So that gave me some confidence that I could maybe come in with my operational mind and help provide some structure in terms of job descriptions, workstream expectations, metrics connected to some early data insights around customer acquisition cost, monthly active users, maybe some of those measures against our PR schedule, and some greater defined budgets of PRs, digital ad spend, and things like that, so we can really better understand our DAO's marketing spend need and its impact. So I'll be the first to acknowledge I don't have proper formal schooling in marketing, but I do have quite a few years of operational experience and think that there's some key things that I can provide to this team while relying on Lindsay Liu's formed marketing strategy and the experience of the team that will be continuing on, so we can not only keep the ship afloat, but really start to hone in on how marketing can support this DAO, this product suite, and really make a name for ourselves in the ecosystem. So that's my proposal for, I guess it's SCP-TBD still. Doesn't look like there's anything in the stage chat. Is there raised hands? Doesn't look like it either. So happy to have any discussions around this proposal inside the forum, or if anyone's got specific questions they'd like to talk to me about, or the marketing team. I know they're happy to chat about it. I'm happy to chat about it. So this will probably be hitting a incubation phase with a snapshot vote tomorrow, and the rest of the details, I guess, are there in the proposal. So thanks for letting me chat about it. And we have one last one, which is the old ideation draft from Willie Fox for migrating the forum and ideation to Metaphora. I wasn't on the governance call last week, so I wasn't sure how much you deep dove into it, Willie, but care to hop up and chat for a quick minute about where you are with this proposal and maybe what this could look like for the process and the forum and things like that? GM.
GM Tyler, yeah, happy to chat about it. I think we did dive pretty deep last week, but it's also a very important topic and one that's worth diving into again. So I just posted the forum post. The idea here, it's kind of twofold. It's both migrating our forum as well as our ideation process to a new tool called Metaphoro. I'll post a link also to this test Metaphoro environment that you guys are all welcome and encouraged to go play around with. And the idea is to basically have the discussion with the community around, do we want to migrate our forum and ideation process over to Metaphoro? Are there any features that we would need to see before we would be open to migrating? Or similarly, are there any other platforms besides Metaphoro that we should be considering? So we were already talking to Metaforo just about about replacing our forum prior to Ocean's proposal to modify ideation and protect ideation from Sybil attacks. So that's passed. We now are protected from Sybil attacks, but we have ideation happening in Snapshot as well, and all the discussion for the ideation post is happening in the forum. And you have to the ideation post and Snapshot will link to the forum, and it's not necessarily the cleanest governance process. Another thing is that there's very low barriers to get a post into ideation. You just have to put something into incubation for 3 days. And we don't necessarily want really unvetted, rough, potentially even trolling proposals to end up in our snapshot. So the Metaforo, I'm proposing that we migrate our forum to there, but I also want everyone's help in basically vetting this platform and requesting features. The Metaforo team has been super supportive, and they're in our Discord. They're watching this forum post. They're very hungry for feedback. So far, we've already given them several pieces of feedback and feature requests, and they've turned around and implemented all of it, which is amazing, including ideation. So they've built the ideation functionality that we used to have on Boardroom, where you can actually vote on polls in these ideation posts, and the voting power is calculated using the same strategies as Snapshot. So it does protect us from that Sybil vulnerability. It also enables us to keep our entire governance process, incubation, ideation, and voting in Metaforo. Not only do they support this polling for ideation, but they also support, just like Boardroom, they show all of our Snapshot proposals and enable you to vote from within the forum. It's Web3 native. Their whole roadmap is focused on DAOs. They've got other cool features like taking your NFTs in your wallet and setting that as your profile picture. Depositing Fox and tipping that on layer 2 for posts in the forum or for even proposals. We can also have polls that are just token gated, so it's still 1 vote per address, but you can set any amount of Fox that users need to hold. Plus, they have most of the important features for discourse. If there's any that are missing, we can ask them, they'll build it. One example of that, I was in this post, I was thinking one feature that I would be concerned about losing from the forum is the recent topic feature, basically showing not only all these categories, but showing like the most recently engaged in topics. I think that's a really great feature. I use it all the time just to see where the conversation's happening, and wouldn't want to lose that if we migrate. They said that should be ready before we're ready to migrate. They're working on it now, and it's on the roadmap. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have an opportunity to be able to give feedback to this team that's really sharp. They get Web3 and they're shipping quickly. It's almost like we get to basically design what our ideal forum ideation process would look like, and get it built for free, which is amazing. I think that's been more than enough information for now. There's also some good stuff in the forum post. I'd really appreciate everyone's feedback on, should we migrate now? Like, is Metaforo as it is now already better than Discourse, and should we just push forward with migrating? Or are there features that you would need to see? Or is there another platform, or should we just stick with Discourse? All those are on the table, and I would appreciate everyone's insights so we can come up with the best forum possible.
Thanks for the second deep dive, Willie. I agree with what PTT just put in there, that overall it's great. I also agree that having that most recent posts would be the only thing we're really missing now. So I would also echo that working with another Web3 team that's building something to meet our needs is a really, really, really great experience. And we have a couple of other areas in the DAO right now where we've got the pleasure of working with someone so closely like that. And it's really how we've been able to shine as a DAO when we can get exactly what we want kind of made and catered for us. So I guess what I would say is finding these kind of dev teams is not how everyone operates in this space. And if we can treat them nice and respectfully, we could see a lot of synergy out of it. So I, for one, really appreciate the work that you guys did to find this team, and the work that the Metaforo team is doing with us already to meet our needs before we've even committed to them. So GM, thank you, Willie, for that.
Hey, I got a quick question about this. Is it mainnet? Are we supposed to connect a wallet on mainnet? Is that right?
Yes. So to connect your wallet, you're just signing a message. And it does need to be an Ethereum wallet that you're connecting. As far as like the tipping goes, I think you deposit it on mainnet, and then all of the transactions after that are on a layer 2, and you don't have to pay gas for the transactions to actually like tip somebody. It's very similar to like TipBot in that regard, but it actually is using a layer 2 and on chain. They are working on support for Gnosis chain so that you could deposit Fox tips from Gnosis chain as well. But for logging in and connecting your wallet, it's just signing a message, but it does need to be an Ethereum wallet.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thanks for the question. And thank you, Tyler. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I'm thinking so far, it seems like the support, there's consensus around just moving forward, and that Metaphor is already better as is. So I guess, yeah, if I don't see any additional feedback otherwise, and everyone's in favor of it, then probably tomorrow afternoon I'll push forward with the ideation post following the new process.
Awesome. I look forward to you being the first one to do that new ideation process so I can learn before I have to be the guinea pig.
Yep, I'll guinea pig. Happy to be the guinea pig.
Well, GM, sir.
GM.
All right. Now we've got some space for Q&A. If anyone's got any last minute questions about anything that they heard on the call today or anything DAO related, the ShapeShift stage is probably the best place to do it. Or else if you'd like to come jump up on stage with me and just chat it out, please raise your hand. All right, doesn't look like it. We'll leave it open for just another couple of seconds. But if we don't hear from anyone, don't see anyone typing, we can bring Lo-Fi Girl back on stage and I'll take off in our PT Cruisers.